Welcome back to the channel. It's Formula Park One. We showcase amateur athletes and amateur noobs every day. If you're a player, coach, or like an interview, DM me for a collaboration. And if you're loving the content, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's talk about some basketball today and a team that's looking hot and on their road to Omaha. The first game we're going to talk about is Georgia versus Presbyterian. And Georgia had 28 runs, 19 hits, and one error, and Presbyterian had 3 runs with 3 hits. Georgia had an amazing day from their winning pitcher, Khalid Jamison, who was 2-0, pitching 2 innings, had one error and 4 strikeouts. And D.H. Cole Karnarski went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and 1 home run. The next matchup we're going to talk about is Louisville versus Kentucky. And Louisville came out with the victory. Louisville scored 4 runs, had 13 hits and one error, and Kentucky had 3 runs with 9 hits and 0 errors. And Louisville was led by Jake Schuster, who pitched 3 innings, had 2 hits and 3 strikeouts. And Ted Davis had 2 at-bats, 1 hit, and 1 RBI. And the next game we're going to talk about is Tennessee versus Northern Kentucky. And Tennessee won this game by a landslide, scoring 12 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors. And Northern Kentucky had 6 runs, 5 hits, and 3 errors. The winning pitcher was Etan Bolstodo, who had 2 innings pitched. He had 3 runs, 3 hits, and 1 strikeout. And Blake Griner had 5 at-bats, 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 runs, and 4 RBIs. The next game we're going to talk about is Charleston versus South Carolina. And Charleston won. Charleston had 6 runs, 10 hits, and South Carolina had 4 runs and 9 hits. The winning pitcher for for Charleston was Austin Wagner, who pitched 4 innings, had 1 hit, 1 error, and 6 strikeouts. And Alex Lacoste, who had 4 at-bats, 2 runs, 3 hits, and 4 RBIs. The next matchup we got was Little Rock versus Arkansas. And Arkansas provided a shutout. Arkansas had 7 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. And Little Rock had 0 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. Arkansas was led by Steele Eves, who's 4-1. He pitched 2 innings, had 0 errors and no strikeouts. And Ryder Harfnick went for 1 for 4 and had 2 RBIs. The next matchup we got was Alabama versus Samford. And Alabama won by a landslide in a blowout victory. It was six. Alabama had 16 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error, and Samford had 2 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. The winning pitcher for Alabama was J.T. Blackwood, whose record is 1-1. He pitched 4.2 innings, had 2 errors and 3 strikeouts. And Jawan Torres went 3 for 4 and had 2 RBIs. The next matchup was UAB versus Mississippi State. And Mississippi State came out with the victory. Mississippi State had 5 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error, while UAB had 3 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. The winning pitcher is Jack Gleason, who has a record of 3-0. He pitched 0.2 innings, had 1 ER, 1 error, and no strikeouts. And DH Greg Frett went 2 for 3 with 1 RBI. The next game we got was an in-state rival, Florida State versus Florida. And Florida won. And Florida won this matchup. Florida had 4 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error, while Florida State had 3 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. And the winning pitcher for Florida is Caden McDonald, who went 3 for 0, pitched 2.2 innings, had no errors and 2 strikeouts. And Kyle Jones went for 2 for 3, but he didn't hit any home runs. The next matchup we got was Texas A&M versus Texas State, and Texas State won the victory. Texas State scored 9 runs, 13 hits, and 2 errors, while Texas A&M had 8 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. And the winning pitcher was Cade Smith, whose record is 2-0. He pitched 2.2 innings, had no error and 3 strikeouts. And Clayton Notmakin went 3 for 3. The next matchup we got was Missouri State versus Missouri. And Missouri won the matchup. Missouri had 5 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. And Missouri State had 2 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. The winning pitcher was Kyle Gonzalez, who went 2 for 0. 2 for 0. He pitched 6 innings, had no errors and 9 strikeouts, and they had a offensive output from the third baseman, Keegan Christen, who went 1 for 2 with no home runs. The next matchup we got is Vanderbilt versus EKU, and Vanderbilt performed the shutout. Vanderbilt scored 3 runs, 6 hits, and no errors, while EKU had 0 runs and 3 hits. The winning pitcher was Jacob Faulkner, who has a record of 2-0. He had 3 innings pitched, no ERs, and 1 strikeout. And DH Colin Barzev went for 1 for 1. The next game we got is Jackson State versus Auburn. And Jacksonville State won the matchup. They scored 15 runs and had 17 hits, while Auburn had 4 runs, 9 hits, and 4 errors. The winning pitcher was Ryan Garko, who went 1 for 1, had pitched 2 innings, no errors, and had 6 strikeouts. And DH Brady Thomas went 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs and one home run. The next matchup was Ole Miss versus Alcorn State. And Ole Miss scored 11 runs and had 6 hits, while Alcorn State had 1 run and 5 hits and 1 error. The winning pitcher for Ole Miss was Leo Aldum, whose record is 1-0. He pitched 1.2 innings, had no ERs, and 5 strikeouts. And Dom Decker, he went for 2 for 3 and 3 RBIs. The next matchup we got was Bethune-Cookman versus my LSU Tigers. And LSU won, and LSU lost this matchup. Bethune-Cookman had 10 runs, 12 hits, and 3 errors, while LSU had 7 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors. And the winning pitcher for for Bethune-Cookman, was Adris Barrow, who went 2 for 3 at 1 innings pitched, had no errors and no strikeouts. And left fielder Darrell Lee contributed to Bethune-Cookman. He went 2 for 4 with 1 RBI. And the last game we got is Texas versus Incarnate Word. And Texas won in the landslide. They scored 16 runs, had 11 hits and 1 error. And our Carcanet Word had 4 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors. The winning pitcher was Hudson Hamilton, whose record is 1-0. He pitched 1.2 innings, no errors and 3 strikeouts. And Eden Mendoza went for 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, and 1 home run. For all your amateur news and your SEC baseball content, as we get you ready for your road to Omaha, subscribe to Formula Park One on YouTube. Thank you for your support.